Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Foreign Correspondent Club of Thailand. My name is Panu Wongcheum. I'm the FCCT Vice President and Senior Correspondent for Reuters. Today we have a very special panel, basically co-hosted by the Burma News International, or BNI as we call them. And the event is really about the media. The military coup in Myanmar has led to a significant decline in media freedom. Independent media organizations have been closed, and journalists have been arrested, detained, and even killed. Local and ethnic media outlets are becoming increasingly vital in delivering accurate information to the people of Myanmar and indeed to the world. Nonetheless, these outlets encountered major obstacles, such as insufficient funding and security issues. The event in parts of the BNI initiative to address this challenging situation of journalism in Myanmar is trying to bring in together media experts to discuss the crucial role of local and ethnic media, the difficulty faced by journalists around Myanmar and independent media outlets, and potential ways to support independent journalism in Myanmar. This event follows the release of BNI policy brief analyzing media freedom in Myanmar 3 years after the military coup. This offers an in-depth analysis of the state of media freedom in Myanmar today, highlighting the challenges faced by journalists and media outlets, and make recommendations on ways to support independent journalism in Myanmar. So I want to first, before we start with the panel discussion, go to Ms. Tintin New, the Managing Director of BNI, who will present about BNI and share facts regarding member media organization of BNI. Please.
Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for coming to our event. I know that Bangkok is not very easy to take the time to come this kind of event, and your support, your presence really give us so many energy while we are facing with so many crises. So this is a good energy that we get from you. So I would like to present about a little bit about BNI. Some of you might know BNI, but here with some update and what we do, who we are, why we are here. So that BNI is a network where we have independent local ethnic media as a member. So we has been established more than 20 years. So we started our journey in 2003 in the Calcutta, because at that time, most of the media were somehow exiled to do reporting against the military regime by that time. So we've been operating since then. And then the founders are Myanmar Media Groups, and we also have a founder, Narenjara News, which is a Rakhine-based media. And we also have a Konoto Media Groups, which is a Chin ethnic media. And we do have a Calendar Press Network, which is a Rohingya media. And then later, the membership expanded. And then also a BNI operation also moved to Thailand border. So we do have now 15 members as ethnic and local media outlets. And then the media, you can see that here we are all part of the country, from north to south, from west to east. So we are already, in terms of the ethnic, we are diverse. In terms of the geography, we cover almost every places, especially the conflict prone zone and conflict active zone. So BNI as a network, we can be here until now is because of these core values. Because we do have a mutual respect, we have to have a mutual respect among member organizations, and then we build trust. And also we do have a collaboration for sustainability. Sometimes working alone, instead of working alone, working together can sustain more. And we also have promote journalists and media rights. and also like safety and security for journalists. These are the issues that we also see that is very important. And also like we value that the media has to be independent. And we also see that human rights, ethnic rights, gender equality, and justice are also one of the core values of BNI. So BNI have set up goals, and then because we see that when we are promoting the independent journalism in Myanmar, it is also because we want them to produce quantity, not just like an increase in quantity, but also quality media products. So that can also contribute to the independent media role that is needed in Myanmar. So that is one of the goals that we set. And also like media cannot only produce news, but they also have to work the important things, which is like they have to develop a legal framework that can protect journalists, promote freedom of press, and public access to information. So that's also another goal we set, and we work on that. And also aside from that, BNI, even though we are a network ourselves, we also have to strengthen and expand our network with others, independent media organizations, internally and externally. So that's why we do also have this goal. So we do have these 3 goals that BNI have, and we're working on that. And we have the multimedia news production and media representation. And then we also have a special program which is monitoring on peace and conflict and civilian impact. So this thing is like especially expanded after the attempted military coup. So under the multimedia news production, we have our ethnic language TV, ethnic language podcast, and the ethnic language shortwave radio. And we do also have in-depth news reporting, feature story, and fact check, and also media information literacy. So these are the things we work on with the different languages. And in the meantime, we also do promoting advocacy on media freedom, and also to develop some kind of like a policy recommendation around public service media and also Myanmar media laws. And also we also promote and also advocate for safety and security for journalists. So that like under the monitoring of peace and conflict and civilian impact, we do have a publication and weekly news reviews, special analysis report, and also like the peace reference book that is about the political development and all the political landscape, and then any political development that we can also foresee for the future. So we do that kind of publication, dashboard, and also some infographic, so that like these data is coming from the ground, from our peace reporters. At the same time, we also get those data from the secondary sources, and also some in-depth interview. So like aside from that, we do also have a website in Burmese and English where we do provide like an in-depth coverage on local events across ethnic area. And also like we emphasize on the impact on the community, such as HR violations, war crimes, crime against humanity, and also humanitarian issues. Aside from that, in the international audience, for the international audience targeted, we also have like news, especially provide the platform for the ethnic voices, and we also covered the things that are happening across the country that is important for our international audience to know. So that like currently, like according to our data collections, all inclusive of all 15 members, and then with the BNI, our viewers are around 40 million. But for the like BNI website, we have like a total 300,000 the users. So we just try to show some data here. And then we also have the peace conflict monitoring website, and we do have also quite increased numbers of the total users. And then we do, aside from the website, we also have Facebook and other social media pages, and we have for BNI, we do have more than 600,000 followers. So these are the different media, member media and their followers. So we can see that Myanmar is the highest, and there are many members. They have like more than 1 million followers for their Facebook alone. And if we combine all the different platforms, then we, as I said, that we reach to 40 million of the viewers. So these are some of the social media pages and also BNI platform where we produce daily news and also other multimedia production and some information here. So what we are doing and what we are going to do is we will continue to work on the access to information with not just English and Burmese language, but the multimedia ethnic languages has to be available. The news has to be available with the different languages so that no one is left behind when it comes to access to information. And we also have a plan to organize the Ethnic Media Conference, which we have been organizing since 2013. And then the 9 times of the Ethnic Media Conference will be organized upcoming 2025. And then the title is Independent Media Surviving Under the Crisis, because we are in a very, very difficult situation, not just the funding, but also safety, security, and operation matter. And also we will continue to work on the BNI news and produce newsroom and also the coverage of the current events. And then we will continue to do advocacy for media development. And then also the Myanmar Peace Monitor, the monitoring peace, conflict, and civilian impact. This thing we will continue to do. These our monitoring and the data are very important for the different key stakeholders to be well informed so that they can make well-informed decisions that pay high interest to the general public. Yep. We will also do the media development and sustainability. We know that until now we have to rely on the external donor. We will have to continue to rely on the external donor. At the same time, I would like to inform that our media organizations are looking at different opportunity for the purpose of financial viability. So to get some revenue from digital monetization and other audience engagement and like that. But these are very limited. Not a lot of hope, but we want to say that we are trying to explore different opportunity. And then aside from that, it's we cannot just do the news reporting of what is happening. There are certain things that we have to promote, which include gender-sensitive reporting and promoting gender equal representation and women, peace, and security. These issues are also very important. And then also we have to consider including reporting about the marginalized communities. So that is also what we are going to work on. So these are our plan. So thank you so much. And then our pages can be accessed from this here, as I've written. So these are just the website and also not included other social media pages. And then you can reach out to BNI through that email. It's written there. Thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you, Tintinu. Very comprehensive presentation on what BNI is. Now we move to our panel discussion. I want to first introduce our 3 distinguished panelists from basically 3 ethnic medias, 3 different areas. First, to the furthest is Kun Sai Kampu, the managing director of Shan News and also a member of the board of editors of BNI. Secondly, we have Ms. Nan Paugay, the chief editor of Current Information Center, or KIC, and also member of the board of editors of BNI as well. And right next to me is Mr. Sam Noor, chief editor of Kachin News Group and member of the board of editors of BNI. So without further ado, I would go first to Mr. Sai Kampu. Please start.
Thank you, Mr. Pranu, and thank you for all the participants that you attend today. And I must say and really appreciate for your attention because if we look at the global trends, the Myanmar situation is neglected. If we look at the global trends, our voice not loud enough. But here you come and listen. There is a space that the BNI can amplify our voices. I really appreciate. But if going to talk about the Myanmar situations, I have the 2 feelings before I came here. The first feeling is that should I talk, because my talk gonna be about depressions, killing, massacres, atrocities. I don't want you to get PTSD. I mean the post-traumatic stress disorders. As my colleagues, the reporters, editors, because of their repeat hearings, and they got PTSD. Sometimes they come to the daily news meeting, they have a flashback of nightmares, run away from the airstrike and bombing. That is the situation of a reporter and colleague facing. And BNI, and I think during the peace process or these transitions in 2013, the BNI had came here to presenting about the Myanmar disappearing peace process that we documenting about the peace and also all the stakeholders. But now over a decade, we came here again because of the situation. Actually, we don't want to. We would like if there's not a coup. As you see the situation, Myanmar has potential and people can enjoy democratic situations or process. But unfortunately, it's the coup. 3.5 years after the coup, we have to come here again. The BNI produced the policy briefings and also weekly reviews about the situations and peace process. But the peace process has ended. It's just no effective anymore. All the stakeholders just just very fragmented and very they don't come and talk, as you can witness and you can see. That is the situation in Burma. And if we look at because of I think about the situation after the 10/27 or the operations that the ethnic armed group they start fighting against the military regimes that they occupied some territory, and till up to date, they capture over 80 townships in Myanmar, over 80, and that they capture. This means how the fragmented of the Myanmar is, very fragmented. The power also very contested among all these emerging power that we can see. Yeah, and that situation, and I think it is quite, desperate or no hope if we look at that. But however, if we look at the peoples, millions of people, about almost 20 million of people, they are in need of humanitarians, really in need. And millions of people become the IDPs, some refugees. Yeah, I think you know well about that. But I think the situation in Burma is so much in crisis. Why all the peoples they would like to live in peace and have a federal democratic countries? If we look at this, all the stakeholders, even we would like to build the federal democratic country, if all the stakeholders cannot build alone, because there are many stakeholders, our big brother neighboring country have to involve. But we have to rely on your voices also, how to push, how to push the Myanmar come to in negotiations of rebuild peace. Because of the ASEAN 5-point consensus doesn't work, Troika mechanism doesn't work, and also our sovereignty I think is much lost because of the weakness. I think you can see that our big brother, or maybe namely China, sometimes even summon the suspect scammers in our sovereignty countries. Our stakeholder armed group or some armed group even arrested suspect and sending to China. We have no rule of law. We have no our full sovereignty. This is the situation. But I think, and for more details, I think you can just look at the BNI website that we documented of the report, weekly reviews, and also how the media's, journalists, reporters facing in difficulties, and our sisters gonna present in more details. And I think maybe we can have more discussions, Q&A later. And so I'm gonna end my talk now. Thank you.
Thank you, Saikampu. Yeah, the shattered federal dreams of Myanmar. Next, we go to Nan Poge. I think you want to talk a little bit more about the media landscape, right? So, please, and I think you have a presentation as well. พี่ตั้มเปลี่ยน PowerPoint. Oh.
There's another one presentation.
We already saw it.
Go, Alice, can you check?
If not, then we can come back and while they're set up, maybe. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we'll go to Sam first, and then. Sam, is that okay? You go first, and while we'll set up the second PowerPoint, and then we'll come back to Nan Poke in a bit. So, Sam, I think you also want to talk about the shrinking space of independent media, right, and funding issues and so on. So it's similar area. So please take it away.
Hello. So thank you everyone for coming this evening's events. So this time, I'm gonna take time to talk about current Myanmar media. So especially we are the Burma News International, mostly the ethnic media. Most of our BNM members present news with our ethnic language. So I am Samno, the editor-chief of Kachin News Group, and KNG is Kachin Media, and we prioritize broadcasting and we present news with the Kachin language, and the Burmese is the second, and also we present English news with the translated. So now I'm gonna present the funding situations. So sorry I haven't prepared for the PowerPoint presentations.
It's okay.
So before I talk about current ethnic media funding situation, so I like to talk more about pre-coup period. So before the coup, mostly Myanmar media and also ethnic media, there are four income streams. So the first one is the service income. So media can access funding from the commercial ads, and also media give trainings to the CSO, CVOs, and also sometimes media can have income like the live sections in the community. And also the other income stream is the during the pre-coup period, so media also rely on donor funding and also digital revenue. So when we were inside Myanmar, so we have little digital revenue from the YouTube and Facebook, and yeah. So and the last is the audience revenue. So these are some of the income streams of the Myanmar media. So service incomes, donor funding, so digital revenue, audience revenue. And I think most of media stands from the service income, like the commercial ads. So what happened now is that after the coups, most reliable service incomes are gone, and media have to, most independent media have to exile, and a lot of expense are increased to double, triple, because we have to live in exile, because it's not our homes. And so due to they are no service income, so for example, CSO, CVO, they stop like the collaboration project with the media, and also there are no commercial ads. So for these reasons, media need to rely on grants and donor. So after the coup in 2021 and 22, so all of media have to rely on the emergency grants um, and before until 2023, so KNG, so Continuous Group, and as well as other media has earned some income from the digital revenue, like the Facebook and YouTube. But what happened from these years is that YouTube and Facebook had changed their policy, and YouTube cannot give earning from viewer from the Myanmar, and also Facebook and the Myanmar or other ethnic language is ineligible to be monetized. So for this reason, so for the example of the KNG, so since last June, so we can earn so monthly around like a salary of one reporters we can earn from the digital revenue. But what happened is that since last July, so Kachin State has completely shut down the phone and the internet. So there is no income from our digital revenue because Kachin State is completely shut down the internet, and that is also shutting the internet and phone, and also it is depends on the policy and algorithm change shape of the Facebook, YouTube, because Facebook and YouTube are the most engaged audience in the Myanmar for the Myanmar audience, because as ethnic media Kachin News Group, our 80% of our audience are from the Kachin State. So if the Kachin State is completely split out, so there's no income from the digital from the digital revenue. So the next one is the audience revenue. So is the subscription and the membership. So when we talk about and when we think about the subscriptions and the membership, so majority of our audience are inside the country. So they are living inside the IDP, and they are running in the jungle and in the forest. So it's very little hope from them just to have the membership or subscription. It is also very difficult for us to set up the payment system. Yeah, so it's very difficult. So what happened is, so currently we have to rely on the grants and donor, although we have little fundings or not enough to manage. So but although like the KNG and also the BNM members, our struggles situation are the same, but most of our BNM members continue presenting our target. So KNG, so we continue broadcast our daily podcast, and also we continue producing our weekly program, daily news reporting with the Kachins, and Burmese language, and we also continue revealing and we are reporting the human rights case, and also we are also fighting for the freedom of the press, especially in our region. And also we need to recruit more journalists like us, because when a conflict is ongoing and it's more and more intense, some of our journalists are not enough to cover most of the case in the ground. So we have to recruit more and more journalists. So what I want to recommend is that so the Myanmar media, and mostly the ethnic media, so we cannot design like a subscription plan, because our target audience are mostly our ethnic area, and also our produced content is also ethnic issues, and we have very little resource to attract the international audience. So we have very limitations, and finally, so mostly our ethnic medias need currently we need support for the long term and also flexible and unrestricted funding to our active media because we have plans, we have strategy, but we need some kind of support to implement our freedom of the press, our news reporting in the 18 area. So 18 area is very difficult in every situation. So thank you.
Thank you, Sam. Very stark picture of funding issue. Something that media professionals actually is quite important, isn't it, to keep the media going. Last we go to Nan Pongay. Finally, the presentation is up, and I think you're going to be talking broadly about the media landscape, in terms of the aftermath of the coup. Please.
Thank you very much for Kompanut invite me, and also thanks a lot to everybody to join our events because this is the back again to FCCT after the coup. So we have many times before coup. So yeah, before the ceasefire time. So my brief presentation in the PowerPoint is that the same topic of analyzing media freedom in Myanmar 3 years after the military coup. But now it is nearly 4 years because coming February it's already 4 years. So the press freedom is the cornerstones for the development of democratic society. But following the military coup on February 1st, 2021, the Military Council deliberately initiated a crackdown on independent media. That's why many independent media and journalists flee to the liberation area, where are the revolution control area. And the coup military council, we call the SAC, they call themselves SAC, led by General Mya Online, began extrajudicially arresting opposition politicians and political activists, like CBO, CSO activists, including journalists, while attempting to suppress freedom of expression, access to information, and press freedom from the early days following the coup. The second slide is suppression of media and information in our country. So there are 4 points. One is media blockouts and propaganda dissemination. The third one is journalistic resistance and online propaganda. So as an initial attempt to impose media blockouts, the Military Council restricted public access to social media service while serving communication lines and the internet network. Because since the coup, the publication printing is stopped already in our country. So all of the media outlets are, their media operation is in the digital platforms. But if the internet is not work, so we could not, the audience could not reach the information. So that is why the military regime, they block out the media, and then they don't want the audience or the people to get the information. The second thing is that propaganda dissemination. State-owned media like Myanmar Radio, MRTV, and Nyawadi TV is military TV channel, began broadcasting news as mouthpieces for the military council, spreading misinformation and propaganda. According to the journalist resistance, despite the military council suppression of independent media, journalists continue to report on nationwide protest, human rights violation. It include also mass killing to the people until now by the military council, and violence killing, maintaining impartially and adhering to journalistic standard. So the fourth one is pro-gender groups and like a so-called shame news outlets are also disseminating propaganda through online social media platforms, because many social media platforms who support the military regime, they also reported the fake news, and then they accuse the independent media's reportings are the fake news and misinformation or disinformation. They fact check again to create the propaganda, their propaganda. But most of the people in our country, since the coup, they understand well because of the technical. This time is they are openly understand that. That is why they are not trust on the SEC propaganda. They are trust. However, the independent media are in exile and in the other country, they are trust to the reporting of the independent media. This is the impact on journalists. Since the coup, the journalists are countering arrested over 172. Actually, this is we can confirm, but some more person may be involved here. According to their family or their community security, we could not get some information on this. That is why we just put it here, 172. Among 172, there are 144 male journalists and 28 female journalists. And journalists still in detention now. Some are released already, but 52 journalists are still in the prison. I will go quick. This is the journalist in prison. So according to 2004 World Press Freedom Index released by RSF, Myanmar ranks 71 out of 180 countries and is classified in the red level, indicating countries with the worst press freedom, according to the report released by the Committee of CPJ. So Committee to Protect Journalists, CPJ, on January 18, 2024, Myanmar has the second highest number of journalists in prison. Not only in the prison, so some journalists they sentenced over 10 years until the life imprisonment. So there are 11 journalists who are sentenced over 10 years. Some are 10 years, some are 13, 12, 15, until 20. So the worst one is the filmmaker, who are a female journalist, a filmmaker. She's sentenced life imprisonment. So it is very bad situation when we could analyze. So case of the imprisoned journalist, I will present only 3 cases. DMG, Development Media Group, were based in Rakhine State. So their journalists and office worker got arrested by the SEC in Sittwe. And the second case is Shindy Wee, who are the female documentary filmmaker. She's not a journalist, but filmmaker. They also targeted her as well. So she is now a prominent documentary filmmaker and freelance journalist and justly charged under 2 sections of the counter-terrorism law and sentenced to life in prison on January 10, 2024, this year. So by the military tribunal for North Okla in Yangon, North Okla Township in Yangon, set up by the military council at insane prison. So that case is Sai Zo Tai the photojournalist from Myanmar now. He also sentenced to 20 years in prison and hard labor by a military count. These are our journalists who killed after. It's not, the slide is not changing. Oh, it's okay. So we have 7 journalists who are killed by the military regime. So the second guy is Chin, news editor, who tweeted. He is also one of the BNI founder. So 7 of them are killed after the coup. So we can see that the journalists, the independent journalists who are photojournalists or any of the editors or the reporters, they are not safe. They don't have any protection themselves. The internet outages. So since the coup in 2021, the Military Council has deliberately disrupted the internet nearly 300 times across Myanmar, including 6 nationwide outages. According to the Myanmar Internet Project, Sagaing region experienced 86 outages, while Kachin state faced 33. Despite having the fewest interruption, Yangon region and ARD region, each 6 outages. You can see the picture here. So many red points are the kind of the internet. This is the challenges. Not only we have a challenges from the side of the military region, but also in the ethnic revolution area. So the challenges in the liberated areas, because many journalists relocated to the. However, they are relocated to the ethnic organization revolution area as a liberated area. But in this year, the April 16, the Interim Executive Council in Karenni State, IEC, issued that they have the, they released the media ethic to like a limited the journalists. So it is shock to the reporter. So they worry that they are not freely to get information from the liberated area. The second organization is Current National Union, which based in, we also based in that area as well. So they release policy, governing news, and information operation. So according to this case, we are also, I mean not only BNI, but also the Independent Press Council Myanmar, we also have a dealing with a stakeholder meeting, because we don't want to have a problem or big challenges and then dangerous for our journalists. So we negotiate with them and discuss the right to information and also the code of ethics. So we have a code of ethics, so we discuss right now. We are already discussing, and it is not, they understand well, so we will collaborate for the future to protect and to save our journalists. In conclusion, this is our conclusion, and I will go through to the recommendation, because on behalf of BNI, we have many recommendations, because of most of our members already explained you all that we don't have any opportunity to do the media operation right now. So we have many points, not only sustainable, but also safety and security and any other specific thing to recommend. So I will a little bit, please take me a time. One, the recommendation is to immediately case the arrest of media personnel, expedite the release of those current detained or sentenced to long-term prison terms. The second point is to prevent mental, physical, and sexual violence, abuse against all detained journalists, because some journalists are, any of male journalists, they face abuse by the staff in the prison. So it is very shame for him and also not safe in the prison. At the same time, the journalists are in the different areas. They are, how to say, not only difficult in the physical, but also mental. However, they relocated where their family are inside Burma, in their village, in their area. So they don't, because of they are the journalists, the military regime targeted not only them, but also their family and relatives as well. So the third one is to revoke unjust charges and verdict against media personnel, as well as any orders or law aimed at oppressing them. So there are many points to halt the suppression, press freedom, freedom of expression, access to information, and right to information through violence method. So to call on neighboring countries, because we are in exile near, especially most of our journalists are in Thailand, so they are not safe. They don't have document to stay in Thailand. That's why we also would like to, not only Thailand, but also the India and the Bangladesh border. So to call the neighboring country to refrain from arresting media personnel fleeing from Myanmar, and to allow their media operation to continue upholding the principle of press freedom. So, and the 6 points is to recognize the role of independent media and for organization that support the media to find new ways to prioritize press freedom and ensure long-term survival, while acknowledging the critical importance of the media. So the 7th point is to strongly condemn and oppose the military council action of disrupting the internet and phone access and causing electricity, as I mentioned already, outages with the internet off and forcing media blockouts. Number 8, to urge the National Unity Government and UG, ethnic armed organization EAO, and resisting forces to expect, because there are many PDF groups in the revolution area, to respect and uphold press freedom and fostering an open and transparent media sector, both now and in the future when the Federal Democratic Union is established, and to promote the value and role of ethnic and local media, because we have not only ethnic media but also the regional media are a lot. So the last point is it's most important for our sustainable. So we need our partner donor or some community, international community, to support the independent Myanmar media technically and financially for their future sustainable without any binding and influence. So thank you very much, and thank you for listening to my presentation.
Thank you so much, Non Pauke. We can clap if you want. to all four speakers. I think we're going to move to question and answer, Q&A very soon with the mic at the back of the room. Please identify yourself, who you are, and direct your question to a panelist. But before anyone takes on the mic, I want to shoot the first question, I think, to any of you. But I think, very comprehensive presentation. Of course, I personally have a lot of involvement with some of the projects, and one of the 7th killed journalists I've also worked closely with for a very long time. I think, especially your presentation, Sam, in terms of funding, the situation is being what it is right now. A lot of you guys are out in neighboring countries, and ethnic media is almost the marginalized of the marginalized. Is not even the mainstream Burmese, right? But you guys are working for very niche markets. With the situation being what it is, how long do you think before some of you have to shut down operation? I mean, is there like a long-term plan or long-term assessment of, if the situation being what it is, how long can you continue reporting?
Thank you.
Yeah, I know, different organization, different dynamic, obviously.
Yes, so thank you for the questions. So for the Genius Group, we have passed through many different situations like that. We have been exiled in 2004 to 2017. So we live here in Chiang Mai, and then we returned to the Kachin State, and in 2021, so we come back here, and we have survived in many periods. So this time, so we hope and we desire to survive, to continue our reportings. That is only by committing to give the best reporting and the best opinions and the best news reporting to our audience. Because in Myanmar, most of the pieces are written by the Burmese. Also, in the media sectors, a lot of the celebrity, and also in the news, majority is what we hear, we read, and we see is everything is in Burmese. So that's why we have decided that ethnic media must be survived, and we continue to do so without any in any circumstance. So that's what we designed.
I mean, just to add some context to the audience, because I know working with many, some of these reporters, sometimes they work without pay. It's a very passionate project. So it's very important to understand that to all of you that it's a very tough time, but they're determined to survive and continue to do reporting. So, any question? Please go to the mic and identify yourself. Please go ahead, Phil.
Yeah, my name is Phil Robertson. I'm with the Asia Human Rights and Labor Advocates, and actually a board member of the FCCT. My question to you is the problems that you're facing in Thailand. What sort of harassment or problems are you facing, for instance, in Chiang Mai, where many of the ethnic media have moved to, or other parts of the border? What can you say about that? And obviously, what can a club like the FCCT do to try to help lessen the kind of problems you're facing?
Thank you so much for these questions. For BNI and most of our members, we have been operating in Thailand it's more than 20 years here. And then without the tolerance of the Thai government and also Thai people, we may not be able to operate. But if you ask, is there any challenges or any insecurity? Of course, yes, we do. Because the politics in Myanmar changes, escalated into wars. At the same time, Thailand also have some changes with their politics as well. And then we are operating in other country for the benefit of our own country. We also very cautiously operating in this country without really making any harm to the host country. So because of that, we do survive because we always have some mitigation plan where we also work with different groups to be able to always find out how we can reduce any potential risks So I think that is also in a way that allow us to continue to operate in our host country for longer term. Yet again, we are very insecure because like this time especially, even like among the Burmese people, we don't know who is who anymore. In the past, we know who is our common enemy and who is our friends. But this time is very different. So that anything, anytime can happen, maybe even without the influence of Thailand, our situation is not secure in Thailand. So that's why even though we trying to sort out different kind of like a situation, a solution, but I think like we are pretty much we don't feel that we are being protected. We don't feel that we are being secure. So we always feel nervous and scared while we are working in here. So thank you.
Yeah, I would like to add a little bit about on your questions. It is not easy to live in Thailand. So our journalists, not only BNI members, but also other media outlets as well. So we could not identify we are the Myanmar journalists in Thailand. So it's not free to gather information, to take a photo, to take a video clip. It's not easy. And then some journalists are no document to travel. So, however, they are holding they have some documents, but they could not identify their media outlets because of not registered in Thailand. And also, they could not possible to mention I'm a journalist from where Myanmar now or KIC or something like that. So it's not easy when they are traveling. So another thing is that we are in the border area. So when we cover the story, the military regime troops cross to the Thailand because of their fighting and they avoid the revolution groups. But we cover the story. It is a little bit difficult to report it because honestly, the Thai government as well, they have also a relation, two phases with the revolution groups and also the military regime. So we are in the middle. So we are in the top of the bullet. So it's very dangerous for our journalists. This is the problem, big problem for us. Thank you.
Please, Miss.
Hi, I'm Patricia Elliott. I'm not with any organization, just interested. It seems to me that in the democratic period, even before the coup, it was not an easy environment for ethnic media to flourish. Like, for example, getting access to broadcast licenses and other barriers. So I'm wondering what you're doing to lay the groundwork for ethnic media for when democracy returns again to Burma?
Thank you so much. So like sometimes it's hard to say when was the democratic space happen in Burma or when are we going to return back to democracy. But I mean that like the work of the media has never been easy, even before the coup or after the coup. But after the military coup, it's getting worse. But before the military coup, it was not easy. It was very hard and very challenging. And many other media groups, their reporting are being censored and also like being restricted, and also some were arrested and imprisoned. So freedom of press has been always oppressed, even like under the so-called democratic government. But after that is of course like we cannot say anything anymore because we are already under the military coup, you know. So it is so difficult, and then, but we are preparing some for the future as ethnic and local media groups. During the 10 years of the so-called democratization inside Myanmar, there was some development when it comes to media environment. But we see that the ethnic and local media has been marginalized. And then whether it's like a development of the press council, Myanmar Press Council, or any kind of media law development, a few percentage has been able to join in those process, but majorities are being marginalized. So this time we don't want to see like that. That's why as of BNI, we initiated to review the existing media laws and any policy, and that we will come out with some kind of like, how to say, possible media recommendation for the like a future media laws from the ethnic and local perspective. So we prepare for that. We are also looking forward to some sort of like a public service media established in Myanmar. I know that some have tried a little bit in the past, but it didn't really work out because they would like to transform the Myanmar MRTV, no? Into like a public service, so that is not how it works. So by this time is we did like some study and some research, and that we want to see this public service media developed from the essence of the federal structure. So that means that there are some power or how to say rights given to the different ethnic and local media as well. So that is what we are preparing for, for future Burma. When a democracy return, that we are ready with a different preparation. And then also like we also established the IPCM, the Independent Press Council of Myanmar, which because we against and oppose the existence of the Myanmar Press Council, MPC, inside Myanmar under the control of the SAC. And we don't want to see them representing and be recognized internationally or regionally. We would like to show that the IPCM, Independent Press Council of Myanmar, is the only legitimate body that represents the independent media. So that's why we also established that this kind of momentum we would like to bring to the future Burma as well. Thank you.
Any more questions? Phil? Okay.
I will add a little bit
Yeah, please.
because for the future, we also plan the media information literacy workshop is very important for our community and our country because many people using the information with no responsibility. They are easy to post or report on their social media platforms, but some information or some reporting are very dangerous for the people. It's make it like a hate speech, and also they are not responsible. That is why we found it that any of the stakeholder and the people not understand well what is media and what is news media. So for the future plan, we are now studying. For us at KIC, we are based in current state. We also implemented in the high school level the students to understand, because they are also very familiar, very close with the social media. So we encourage and we give media information literacy to understand what is the real information, what is the accurate information, or what is the real facts or something like that. So this is also the future plan of our media landscape in our country. Thank you.
Thank you. Please.
Hi, my name is Zay Yang. Thanks for sharing your work and organizing much needed conversations.
Can you speak closer to the mic? Sorry, just couldn't hear.
Which coalition strategies, tactical measures, and methods with the International Criminal Court effectively halted government violence and killings in history? And this is I'd love, like anyone that has thoughts on this, I'd love to hear.
Dragging-
Can you please clarify? Or is it, yeah.
So there has been situations like this in history. So my question is, what can we learn from history to address what's going on today in Myanmar? So my question is, which coalition strategies, measures, tactical measures with the International Criminal Court effectively halted government violence and killings in history?
Good question.
Thank you so much, and a good question. I will try to answer. If it is not sufficient, please ask again. Because I think this is a lot to do with some kind of justice, and also I don't know if it is really related with the transitional justice or not. But of course, as a media organization, we just report what is happening. Yeah, and then if there's an organization or coalition that work with the International Criminal Court to halt the violations, of course the media have to report on that, have to see how whether these work are really contributing to the transitional justice or any justice for the any survivors of the war. So that that is the job that what the media have to do. But in terms of which coalition working, I'm not quite sure any media organization particularly focusing on that kind of issue and they're working on it. But I'm sure there are many human rights organizations, many women rights organizations, they are working on this transitional justice issues, and that they also talk a lot about this, International Criminal Court or ICJ when it's come to the different kind of gross human rights violation, war crimes or crime against humanity. So the different groups are also working. So, but for the media, we are not, working with those kind of mechanism yet. Yes. Sorry. Is that okay? Sorry.
Phil, you want to ask your question, Phil? Or?
Apologies for hogging the microphone, but no one was rushing forward. So I would like to actually ask you about the interruptions of internet coverage in Myanmar, and particularly about the MPT. What is their role in terms of those interruptions? To what extent are they, as far as you can see, taking direction from the SAC to cut off internet usage or cut off internet coverage? What are you seeing in terms of those kind of issues in terms of internet access for people, including your journalists, of course, who are reliant on sending stories out so they can be published?
About Starlink as well?
Yeah. I think they can add, because you have a different story, but I think Myanmar has been we faced with all sort of, restrictions, cat and blackout and like that, but the Myanmar people are very smart and finding different ways to overcome those kind of, challenges. So that's why they just added to the SAC as well, because technological advances has also given many opportunity as well. So while the SAC might have a team who is expert on those kind of issues, but at the same time there are the people who are also very, very smart and very skillful in this area as well. That also contribute a lot to the pro-democracy movement as well. So now that I think certain area where the internet blackout happened, they try to use others communication devices like Starlink, and also I don't know what others devices available from the northern the site. Like that, I think Kusan can explain more.
Yes, and in Kachin states, especially Pakan Township, this is the jade mining, where the famous jade, the Pakan Township is first it's the first township that's internet blackout in Stick in 2022. But this year, last July, so the whole stakes has been blackout. So currently, what I can tell is that majority of the kitchen stakes, they are using Starlinks. So I'm not sure where this come from. but the actual point is that Starlink is in everywhere just in 3 months of the internet blackout. So even in the China border, very close with the China border, so they are using Starlink. So that means that they are not waiting for the MPT, ACTEM, or the Telenor to come back again. But most of the businessmen, so they set up Starlink as a business again. So currently, like the information. So last month, so they can pay like around. Okay. So yeah. So last 2 months, it is pretty expensive of the internet users, but since last week or last 2 weeks, the internet Starlink usage has been cheaper, but maybe more cheaper in the coming months. So the problem is that some people can use Starlinks, but all of the people like the ordinary people, they will not use maybe this year because the internet is not cheaper than before. But I think in the coming years or maybe in the months, internet will be cheaper in the kitchen stick, but it is still expensive. So compared than before, but at least some existing is better than nothing.
Please, sir.
Hi, my name is Dan from US. I'm wondering how you mentioned about the literating, so those people who are in local are not able to screen out which media is accuracy and how did they monitor those. And you mentioned that in Mesau area, for the high school student people, they are starting to train. So it is not enough for the 55 million in Burma who get to be educated with the these correspondent of the journalism courses, and it need to be spread out throughout 55 million, had to be understand how to screen them, and right now all the blackout that's causing the whole Burma through the VPN and stuff, but all the power outage and stuff that happening throughout Burma is causing all kinds of problem. And how do we overcome those, and also are we using those to contact, do we have through some kind of application? I heard that these Facebook and Messenger have been strictly monitored by the Russian and Chinese military coup. They're having the software embedded in their system so that they can monitor and prioritize to arrest those. And are we using any encrypted telecommunication within the people who are communicating, reporting the media?
Thank you, Dan. I guess, yeah, how to spread the media literacy, how to overcome all these spreading media literacy training, and how to overcome all these.
I mean the MIL, Media Information Literacy, is not only in the migrant community, but also in the revolution area. And another thing is that we could, as my opinion and my idea, we could arrange or implement it in person in some areas, and also some are online online workshops, we could arrange like that. So most of the people who are in Mesot area, there are 60 migrant workers, include the primary, middle, and high school, but mostly are primary school. So we've finished 4 workshops in September and this month, October. So the grade 12 students are very interested. So they now clear what is news media, what is media. So before the workshop, they understand media is the same all. So what is the ethic, they don't know. So they just familiar with the social media. So the headmaster from the schools, they also are happy. They would like to more workshop because our workshop is very short, only 1 day or 2 days. So in the Western country, according to our facilitator, explained that there are in the different, separately subject in the schools, but in our community and in our schools in the revolution area, there are no curriculum about the media and also the information. So this is our duty. We, the media, is not only to produce or to report the news story, but also we could educate the people, any of the students and also the stakeholder. So before the coup, in the, the government structure, the parliament member not understand the media or they are not clear. So, and also at the same time, the minister, so they are not understand well, they are not awareness with the media. If they would like to use the media, they are approached to the journalist. But if they don't want to mention or their problem, so they avoid the journalist. So this is the important things we should encourage, and we should do the MIL workshop in every channel and every areas. I think according to the situation and the communication access, we could arrange 2 ways, in person and also online workshops. That is my opinion. Yeah.
No, I just want to add, because of course we have in terms of people who are consuming, among the 50 millions, there are half are consuming the news, right?
Yeah.
Before the coup, about 24 or 25 people who 25 million, they consume the social media. I mean, the news, as partly. But we know that people have so little understanding of media information literacy now that the digital literacy. So because at that time, BNI also organized some of the media information literacy talk, and also some sort of advocacy, and that is inclusive of the people and the different department of the government, and also ERO, and also media itself also have limited understanding on MIL as well, even though they are producing news. And then, so that there are lots of things that we have to be mindful of when we are giving the information and when we are receiving information. So that but as a media organization, we are struggling with our news production. At the same time, we are working on this kind of education. So everything is so limited. So, but we know that we need to do a lot. That's why within BNI, we also discussed that how we can strengthen this part of education to work more comprehensively. But the problem is we can do it as a non-profit said that we can do this kind of education in person for those who cannot access to internet or any kind of media platform, but also online education, we can do that. But we have to collaborate with other CBO, CSO, or NGO, INGO who are working on this kind of issue. Because we are being brainwashed for so many years with all the propagandas. But at these times, we shouldn't be brainwashed again in these times of technological advances. So that we have to use those technological advances as our advantage, and also to use the media and then to communicate among ourselves and to contribute to the greater democratization process. That's what we have to do. But lots of things have to be done. We need to do a lot, but now we are just touching only some part of the groups about the MIL, but we do have plan, but we also need support for that kind of things to do.
One thing I forget is that we are awareness stakeholder meeting with KNU, TNLA, and IEC already. So the result of the future plan with them is that because we is the IPCM, I'm also the stakeholder meeting committee involved there. So we will continue with the Mon revolution groups in this month, and also for the next year, we will continue to keep in touch with them to plan for the future plan for the collaboration, and not only the right to information and media policy, but also in their organizational structure, their leaders and any level of their leaders are not understand about the media literacy. So this is the the result of the stakeholder meeting. So we can go step by step to abroad this media literacy. Thank you.
Within the journalism and all the media transportation, to carry out all the evidence that you have finding out in the real world, how do we have do we use any encryption, PGP or any other communication to not to leak out to the government or any other subsidiary organization?
Yes, so the most important thing is inside the country, when you are traveling or when you go somewhere, so it is very important to identify that you are a journalist. That means that you are just an ordinary person, like a businessman, like a student or something like that. So, and also it is very important to have a new phones. So in Myanmar, most of everyone has 2 or 3 phones, like the mobile phones. So that one is specifically for the work, and that one is for the personal use. So everyone is using for 2 or 3 mobile phones, and also it is very it's also very important, if possible, not to bring with the encrypt or not encrypt. So it is possible not to bring that very sensitive data, because if you bring like a hard disk or some of the memory stick, you are not an ordinary person. So you are something special. So that means that when we are traveling, so we have to travel like a normal normal people.
So what I'm mentioning is to be secure for the safety of the journalists and people who are sending out the information, to be secure, because encrypting is essential for the people who are doing journalism. Putting all your data on the cloud without carrying any evidence by hand, so you can put it on the encrypted, so they cannot able to trace.
Thank you. We learned a lot about those kind of safety measures, but on the ground, it did not work, because we cannot even bring any kind of a hard drive or memory stick, but we have to use some phones interchangeably to be able to send the news out and to be recorded like that, and then not all media organizations or journalists can afford to buy cloud and to store the information. So that means that journalists are always at risk when working on their work. So when transferring, of course, they are also at risk, but everyone taking the risk to transfer the information. It doesn't mean that we don't know the safety measure, which we cannot afford to do it in some extent. So, but when it's come to a kind of stable areas where there's an office, of course we do that kind of encrypted transferring and also saving or storing data like that. So, yeah, thank you.
Okay, I guess, is there any more question? Okay, please. Take this the last question.
Hi, my name is Edie Bowles, and I am an independent consultant, and I want to say a big thank you to all of you. This was extremely interesting and engaging and very, very well put together. I have two questions. One, since the coup, the media landscape has been repressed, certainly, but it has also transformed in many ways. And we are seeing a lot of Myanmar media out there. They're struggling, but they're surviving and even becoming more innovative and creative. A question for BNI is, you represent many of the ethnic media organizations. What do you see in terms of ethnic media, the media playing a role in greater inter-ethnic conversations and greater inter-ethnic awareness and relationships? Are people from Yangon reading news about Kachin State, for example, in your outlets? Are they reading about Shan, Mon? What are you seeing in terms of the way that media has created interaction?
I will start with
Any of you?
yeah. Thank you so much for raising this question, which is also very important. Normally, as a BNI, as a network, we have a regular meeting, discussion, formal, informal, and then different kind of urgent issues. That's also included some of the sensitivity around the different ethnic groups, the different communities. We also have a regular meeting and trying to find out some kind of solution that can cautiously address and also to keep our value. So we do that. And in terms of for example, in the past, Shan would report only Shan state events. Karen would report only Karen state event or like that. But this time it's our ethnic medias are reporting even event that happen in the other states. Because that's also the request come from their own audience. For example, the Rakhine audience want to know what is happening in Karen, what is happening in Chen, and are we alone suffering? Or is there any people suffering? All of us are together or not? So the audience really want to know, because we do have some sort of feedback response mechanism that we engage with the audience, and that is where we hear the interest of the audience. So that is also why some of our member media organizations started reporting about other events, and then they try to get some new sources from other media. So they try to share the news sources like that. That is also one of the very good way of coordination and collaboration and sharing. And then that's also the audience of different groups also understand more about the whole political situation, and then the issues as around the different ethnic groups and some marginalized communities issues as. So that's what we do, and BNI also have some coordinated project where we also integrate that kind of aspect into our programming and production. So that we do have the shortwave radio, which is 15 minutes. That 15 minutes cover a different part of the countries where our media organizations are based, and you can hear different voices, different ethnic accent, and then reporting about their own region situation. So if we listen to that 15 minutes radio, that we know what is happening all across the country from the ethnic perspective. So that is also what we're doing, and it's already their news sharing, and there are such a solid collaboration established. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. I just would like to add about how BNI is, sharing and also integrates within the media's industries. If we look at the resistance movement in Burma, I think you have seen the NDF, the National Democratic Front, they form and break away. And UNFC, they form and break away. And also currently it's FPNCC and so on. There are many alliances in Myanmar, within the resistance movement. They form and break away. But within the media, the BNI had formed over 20 years, still existing and very, very solid. And BNI, as she said, as we share, we discuss. I think within the BNI very tolerant and with open-minded, accept one another. Although we are with different ethnic nationalities and identity and background. That I think this is the good thing of the BNI. I think this can be the examples for the future of Burma. Not similarly, I think maybe of the Women League of Burma, and so also BNI. But the others, they form and break away. They can, I think, this is the strong point of the BNI.
Yeah, that's one advertisement. Because today's event is we launched this paper. So this report has both languages, Burmese and English, and it's very short to the point, and that the publication is available at the back. But when you get it, please sign and also with some information, because we would like to record some distribution list. So there are publication available, but very limited copies. Because of funding shortage also, we cannot print so many. Thank you.
Well, on that note, on behalf of the FCCT, I would like to thank all four of you, and of course BNI for hosting and co-hosting this event. I think it's been very informative and very interesting, and provide hopefully to you audiences a different perspective of what is going on in the media landscape in Myanmar. And on that note, I would like to call the evening to an end. Thank you and take care. Good night.
Thank you. Thank you.
So they